You know the Pico House,
Oh yeah, the old.
haunted.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had a haunted experience there.
Okay, tell me about as a cop.
Yeah, special problems unit.
Which is what?
That plainclothes detail. But
Okay.
at this time, we're just looking for car burglars across from the Pico House into Alvera Street. The parking
Yeah.
lot there is always getting broken
Okay.
into. It used to be an old courthouse, right?
Okay.
The rumor is that they hung people in the right outside in the courtyard area of the Pico House. And there's a tunnel or something supposed to be under. There are tunnels, I know that. So at this time, it's 1988, and the place is pretty much a haunt ghost town. That place is they're trying to renovate it, but they're starting at the very, very bottom of it. And we're going to do the best OP observation post is on the third floor. And the third floor is where I was going to be for all the daylight hours for
Right.
that day. So I picked up, my partner was Rob Young, rest in peace, because he passed. I had my lunch and I had my water and I have what I needed, my gun, of course, my flashlight and binoculars. And I go and I find a position where I can sit there and watch. But first I check the floor to make sure nobody's gonna sneak up. It's vacant. It's pretty much, once the door closes, you're locked in. You can only push from the inside. And I walked around those old buildings, how you can walk all the way around. Well, there's a stairwell at the far end. So I went and flashed my light around the stairwell and I looked down and there's nothing going on down there. Matter of fact, the stairs aren't even complete because you'd have to jump from one floor to the next to get to the next stair. So I said, okay, nobody's here, but it's creepy. So I go over and I'm watching for car burglars, and it was getting later in the day because we're in the winter time, so it would have been the shadows are coming. And I start you hear creaks, and you naturally hear creaks in that old building, but what I'm hearing is creaks with steps, with creaks with, I won't say moaning, but creeps with definite steps going on back there, and they're coming from that far end where the stairs are. So I get up and I walk over there with my flashlight, and I try to look around, there's nothing going on. Come back over here. And then Lane Sterling was our sergeant. I say, hey, Lane, there's nothing much going on up here. So you want me to come down? No, let's give it a few more hours. I said, okay. So I'm sitting there, and now it's getting dark. And the only light that I'm going to have is my flashlight. So as I'm doing that, I'm hearing moans, I'm hearing groans, and I'm hearing what sounds like wailing, really like someone's in anguish. And it's all coming from that far side. Get up and flash my light, walk over there and shine it around, but I'm still hearing all this creaking going on. I said, nobody can walk up on me because the stairs are gone. So as I'm sitting there, it's been another hour, and now I'm hearing more footsteps, and I'm hearing coming around that area where I'm walking around, there's footsteps. And now it's starting to freak me out. So I start pulling my stuff together. So one way or another, I'm getting out of here. And I know, so I have all my stuff. I got my flashlight, I got my gun, I got like this. I get on the thing and I said, hey, Lane, I said, there's nothing going on. Matter of fact, there's only 2 cars in the parking lot. So you want me to come down? He says, yeah. I picked my stuff up, and as I turned, the stairs I'm going down, one flight down, second flight, and then the third flight, and you bust out to the street. So as I'm walking, just as I'm turning to walk down the stairs, here comes these running footsteps. And they're running from the far end, you can hear it. And I start running down the stairs, and of course everything's wooden, so you're hearing a clunk, 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 clunk. So I hit the first one, and whatever's behind me, and I'm not gonna look, but it's hit the top of the stairs and starts coming down. And I bust through the second one, the stairwell, and it's still, I don't know how, nothing touched me. Because when I hit that third stair and was at the door, and I bust through the door, and the door closed, the steps stopped right on the other side. And Rob was there. And I get in the car, and he said, Rob, you all right? I said, yeah, I'm all right. Just drive. So he got out. But there's a side to that story was, that night we needed what we call a debrief. After hours, we go up to the academy, police academy, and in we call it the bleachers section, we'd sit around and have a drink, a beverage. Mm. And Jack Core was there, and a lot of coppers were there, but 2 coppers in particular didn't believe the story I told them. They said, "You're full of it." I said, "No, I'm not." I said, "That place is haunted. Not only that, there's tunnels underneath, and those are haunted." They said, "You're kidding." I said, "No, I mean, I did go walk down to the tunnels, but I didn't go far enough anywhere." I says, "You don't believe me?" And they said, "No." So they want to go back there. And now it's like 1 in the morning. I said, "Well, I'll go, but I'm not going down to the tunnels." So we go down to Pico House, to where the tunnel was, and I get a hold of the security guard, and I asked him, "You see weird things?" And he said, "Oh, all the time, lights, a lot of people, noises." So they want to go down to the tunnel. I said, his facial expression changed, like, "Oh no." I said, "No, they really, can they go down there?" He says, "Yeah." So he goes and opens the access to it. But before they were going, I says, "Hey, give me your guns, because I'm not going to have you going down there and you see something or get spooked and you start firing off some rounds." And then we walked to the bottom of the steps and let them walk into the darkness. They thought they were so slick. So they started walking, and you can hear them joking, laughing, MF and everything. They must have gone about 40 feet into that tunnel. It was dark, and you couldn't see anything. They didn't take their they didn't have flashlights, so they didn't take them. And all I hear is this, "Oh, fuck." And they come running. They're running because they have wood planks, because it's dirt ground. So you can hear them running, and they're running, so we move like this. They run past us and run up the steps, and we follow them up there. I said, "What the heck's wrong with you guys?" "I'm not gonna tell you here. Let's go back to the academy." So we all pile into the car. We drive up to the academy, and we say, "Okay." Anyway, now that they have their beverage in their hand, they said, "What happened?" And they says, "Everything was cool. We were walking and everything, and then all of a sudden, the cold blast of air, and literally something just pushed both of them against their shoulders, one on each side, pushed them away to the walls, and blew right past them." I said, "I didn't feel it. My partner didn't feel it because we were standing right there." And that's what scared the crap out of them. They came right. I said, "Now do you believe me?" He goes, "Oh man, that was crazy." I said, the Pico House. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it's still there. It's still haunted. Now it's all renovated. Yeah, they did a good job.
They fixed it back up again. It's been years since I think.
Well, the last time I was in there, they had finished just about all the floors. Historically, it's a lot of historical pictures and stuff.
Right.